This recently just came out. Top 10 quarterbacks heading into the 2025 NFL season. They list number 1, Patrick Mahomes, number 2, Josh Allen, number 3, Joe Burrow, 4, Lamar Jackson, 5, Jaden Daniels, 6, Matthew Stafford, 7, Justin Herbert, 8, Jared Goff, 9, Jalen Hurts, number 10, Baker Mayfield. Okay, so let's go in the top 5. I actually don't have a problem with the top 5. I really don't. Mahomes, I know he just got crushed in the Super Bowl, but nobody's going to argue. I'm not going to argue that he's still the best quarterback in the league. The guy's already a 3-time champion, and he's not even in year 10 yet. He's already got 3 championships, chasing the likes of Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. He's actively chasing that, and he has a chance. Great coaching, Andy Reid. Kansas City Chiefs are not going anywhere just because they got beat down in the Super Bowl. It would be a very asinine way of thinking if you think that the Chiefs are just going to fade because they lost in the Super Bowl the way they did to the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to be a little smarter than that and assuming that Patrick Mahomes is going to come back with a vengeance. And yeah, teams need to still – the AFC still runs through the Kansas City Chiefs. Even though they lost, the AFC still runs through them. If you are Josh Allen, if you are Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, you have to beat them to get to your goal. They're the ones standing in everyone's way in the AFC, and there's a lot of talented young quarterbacks in this league that are entering their prime. He's still the guy. He's still the guy that you got to go through to get there. So until that happens, yeah, Pat's number 1 for me for sure. Josh Allen, I understand. He just came off his best season of his career and won MVP, even though I think Lamar Jackson probably should have won it. That's the hero there. Had a phenomenal season, 40 combined touchdowns, both rushing and passing. Got his team to the AFC Championship game where he ultimately lost once again to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And a relatively controversial play. We can go back and talk about that any time, but I have no problem with Josh Allen being there. Phenomenal player. Going to continue to be phenomenal. Look out for Buffalo next year as well. Joe Burrow. Even though Lamar Jackson has owned Joe Burrow in the regular season, you guys want to look at the record. I would call that regular season dominance. But again, if you want to talk about here's where it gets like specific. We talk about different types of quarterbacks, who plays the position the best. We talk about the mental aspect, the precision passing, the Tom Brady carve you up and everything. A lot of coaches and executives want to say that Joe Burrow does that the best. That's fine. Joe Burrow is very precise. He's ice cold killer. I utmost respect for Joe Burrow's game. Like I know who this guy is. Like since LSU, that's who he's been. Stone cold killer. Even when his team has no defense, he's putting up 38, 40, 45 points a game. And it looks easy to him. Now, it's nice to have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to throw the ball to, but Joe Burrow is also a pretty damn good quarterback. So I understand him being in the top 4, in the top 3. Even over my guy, Lamar Jackson, who's at number 4. 2-time MVP. Again, should have won his 3rd MVP. Just saying. The most electrifying athlete on the field, the best player on the field until the playoffs get here. Now, I'm a Ravens fan. I love Lamar Jackson. I cheer for Lamar Jackson like crazy. He dictates my mood come NFL Sundays for the rest of the week. It's time, bro. It's time. For the 3rd year in a row, the Baltimore Ravens have had the best roster. You could argue they had the best roster in the league. In 2023, when they lost in the AFC Championship game at home to the Kansas City Chiefs, they had the number 1 defense. You started seeing uncharacteristic things from the Ravens. Lamar Jackson tried to fit a tight window between 3 defenders to try to hit Isaiah Likely. Easy interception. Zay Flowers, uncharacteristically, fumbled the ball in the end zone. Something he never did his entire – now, again, he was a rookie, but he didn't make those kind of mistakes until the AFC Championship game. Todd Monken, choosing not to run the football, which is something that the Ravens are literally known for since the beginning of their time, barely ran the football. Uncharacteristic. We get to last year. Ravens get to the divisional round. Lose to Buffalo. Lamar Jackson, Rashad Bateman, miscommunication led to an interception. Something they didn't do all season long. Mark Andrews, fumble after the catch. Doesn't catch the ball when it's in his chest in the end zone to tie the game and potentially have the Ravens propel themselves to another AFC Championship bout. Again, uncharacteristic stuff. Stuff we haven't seen all season long. Lamar Jackson has to get it done. And I understand putting him below Joe Burrow and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Because Josh Allen's been in the AFC Championship game. He just can't, he just had a hard time beating Mahomes. And it's not even, and the losses aren't really on Josh Allen. They've been freak plays. They've been his defense letting him down. There have been, questionable calls here and there. But Joe Burrow, as we all know, famously in 2021, winning the Arrowhead and beat Patrick Mahomes and got to the Super Bowl, even though Cincinnati didn't win. But he got there. He saw it. Lamar Jackson has not seen it. So I understand actually putting Lamar below these three unbelievable quarterbacks. Lamar's unbelievable himself. Don't get me wrong. I think he's just as good, if not better than the guys above him. But what they do in the postseason, how they stay the same guys and don't change up and do uncharacteristic stuff in the playoffs, is why I understand having Lamar below that. So number 5 with Jayden Daniels. Look, Jayden Daniels had the greatest rookie season of all time. It's clear cut that it's him. I think we're jumping the gun a little bit. Jayden Daniels is great. I am not saying that he is not a great quarterback and he's going to be great for years to come. I think we're being a little premature about putting Jayden Daniels, calling him a top 5 quarterback after just one season. I got to see it again. If he does it again, I got nothing for you. I'll come back on the show and I would say, look, I was wrong to even say that. Jayden Daniels is 1,000% a top 5 quarterback. And look, it wouldn't shock me if he does do this again. If he does play top 5 quarterback football again this season, he has the capability of doing that. He's great enough to do that. I just think having this where he is ranking wise, for the sake of rankings, I think he's a little bit too high. He had an amazing rookie season. I mean, one that it's highly unlikely to ever be topped unless a rookie comes in there and gets to the Super Bowl. That's the only way you can really top that. Otherwise, I just don't think that Daniels is number 5 right now. He can be. I think right now it's a little premature. It gets interesting at number 9 with Jalen Hurts. Okay, well, this is a Super Bowl champion, a guy that's an elite winner. There's an elite winner everywhere he's gone. He's an absolute leader and does what it takes to win. His stats don't jump out of the window for you. He's not, the elite talent that Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Daniels. He's not them. But he's a guy that you can trust. He's a quarterback that has proven that he can win. He's been to 2 Super Bowls already. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes in both of those Super Bowl appearances. You even look at the loss that the Eagles had against the Chiefs before. Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes. He played better than him. He clearly played better than him this past Super Bowl because the Eagles ran away with it in the first half. So to say that Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, and Matthew Stafford are above Jalen Hurts right now, I think that's a little crazy. I think it's very disrespectful to the reigning Super Bowl champion right now and the MVP. This guy say what you want about how he plays the game. Say what you want about his stats. The guy knows how to come in and do his job and take the Eagles to deep in the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl. He's done that twice now. Jared Goff got to the Super Bowl once but lost. Matthew Stafford won one. I understand that. Justin Herbert has won 1 playoff game. Why is he above Jalen Hurts? I know he's got Jim Harbaugh now, and you expect quarterbacks to get better than Jim Harbaugh. What has Justin Herbert done? This past season in the playoffs, he ain't look too good to me. It's pretty bad. So if we want to judge Lamar about his playoff woes, why can't we do the same with Justin Herbert, a guy who's won just 1 playoff game? You want to put that guy over Jalen Hurts, the guy who just won the Super Bowl? I can't get with you with that. Jalen Hurts needs to be higher. He needs to be at least above Jared Goff and Justin Herbert. That's my opinion with that. I got no problems with Baker Mayfield being at number 10. He's been quietly just really, really good. Like, he's found a home in Tampa Bay. He's played very well the past couple of years. Like, judging from where he came from with Cleveland, unless you get into Carolina, a small stint with the Rams, he has found a home in Tampa Bay, and he's had a great rapport with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Todd Bowles as head coach. He's played very well for them. So I understand. And when you look at the statistics and the touchdown to interception ratio, he's been right up there with some of the best in the league the past few years. So I understand having Baker Mayfield in there. A guy that should be on this list, and I would take out Justin Herbert for him even, C.J. Stroud. How soon we forget that before Jayden Daniels came in and ripped it up, having the greatest rookie season of all time. We talked about C.J. Stroud having the greatest rookie season of all time. Came in there and threw 40 touchdown passes. How is Stroud not in this? I mean, even though he took a little bit of a dip. The interceptions went up this past season. You never want to see that with your sophomore quarterback. The thing was, he lost all three of his receivers at some point in the season. Lost Tank Dell for the year. Lost Stephon Diggs for the year. Lost Nico Collins for most of the season. He still was able to keep the ship afloat and play pretty good football. So I'm a little surprised that Stroud isn't up here. My thing with Jared Goff, I'm not trying to bash Jared Goff right now, but it's like he's in year 10 and people are still wondering, is he really that guy? Or was he a product of the environment? Meaning Ben Johnson is now former offensive coordinator who's now with the Chicago Bears. People are still wondering, is Jared Goff really that guy, or was it Ben Johnson this whole time? If I'm still having those questions about you in year 10, that's kind of a sign to me. C.J. Stroud's in year 2, and I have zero questions about if he's the franchise quarterback or not. Zero. I know that Houston has their guy, and he's only going to get better. So C.J. Stroud needs to be on this list for sure. You can try to make an argument for Brock Purdy, but again, you saw what happened when his guys weren't around. McCaffrey, Ayuk, Debo, Trent Williams, Kittle at times. When they weren't on the field, San Francisco took a dive. Didn't have a chance. So now that Brock Purdy's been paid, now that Debo Samuel is gone, Christian McCaffrey, you hope that he stays healthy because we still wonder, is Brock Purdy really that guy? He got paid like he's that guy. So we're going to find out exactly if he is that guy. When things go bad, if guys go out with injury, Brandon Ayuk is not expected to start this season. One of the receivers, I believe Jennings, just came out and said he wants to get traded and or get paid. If they don't pay him, just trade him. McCaffrey, as I mentioned, the health is a question mark. We got to find out if McCaffrey's going to be okay for this season. Trent Williams, he's starting to age a little bit. Let's see how he holds up. The defense is now depleted a little bit. It's not the same. So is Brock Purdy really that guy? That's the reason why. Again, you can make an argument. Brock Purdy's been to a couple of NFC Championship games. He's been to a Super Bowl, even though they lost. You have to wonder still. You have this little question mark spinning in your head, kind of like you do with Jared Goff. Are you really that guy, or is it just like the environment? Are you really a force multiplier? The force multipliers are in that top 5 that I see right there, including Jayden Daniels. Even though I think he's ranked a little bit high, Jayden Daniels has already proven to be a force multiplier because he's absolutely revitalized the Washington franchise. When we talk about force multipliers that we know, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, those are the guys that they'll make it work. They'll figure it out. Even if guys get injured, they're still a threat because they have that guy at quarterback.